We continue on with our baseball and softball discussions, plus a special two-part feature on one of the best events in the entire country, the Penn Relays. All next on SFBN Talks High School Sports. Talk about that game and that team in particular.
And let's talk about some of the players. Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Welcome to another edition of SFBN Talks High School Sports. I'm your host, Ari Bluestein, and JT, District 1 baseball playoffs. They'll be here next week, and there's a lot to take a look at, but it really is a great tournament.
It really is, and unfortunately more than half don't make it, 26 out of 53. We'll see what happens.
So let's go into division by division and look at some of the teams that could maybe make a run in this great District 1 bracket. Let's start in the Suburban 1 American. Who do you like out of that division?
There's two teams I really like, Upper Dublin and Wissahickon. They both had really good teams. Upper Dublin only has one loss as we're sitting here right now. Wissahickon has a star player in Alex Tippin, who hit almost 500 this year, so he's a great player. Those two teams will win a couple games for sure in the tournament.
Yeah, I think those are the two teams that really dominated the American division in Suburban 1, so I agree with you there. Now, Suburban 1 National, a lot of good teams as well. Who do you like out of the National?
Pennsbury had a really strong year. They've got a very deep team. They got good pitching. I like their team. Abington, kind of a surprise, doing pretty well, and I think they might make some noise as well, win a game or two in this district tournament as well.
Now, the Continental is really stacked. You know, you look at this division up and down, very strong teams. There's a couple of teams bunched up at the top. Who do you like out of the Continental?
Clearly, I think North Penn is the favorite. They had the best regular season. They're very deep. They got good pitching, good coaching. They've got a tradition there. CB East and Penridge are some other good teams. I know you've mentioned Penridge in the past as being a team that could unseat them. So we'll see what happens.
So out of Suburban 1, let's go to a couple of the other conferences that qualify for the District 1 tournament. The Pac-10. Very good conference, smaller, but there's some good baseball in there as well. Who do you like?
You don't think of a team coming out of the Pac-10 that's going to make some noise in a District 1 4A tournament, but if this could be possible, I would say Boyertown's going to make a run. I think they could win up to 3 games, maybe really get into the Final Four. They're that good. They're very strong. Methacton may not make it deep, but they've got a player, Wade Henry, batting over 500 as we sit here today, and he's had a great year, one of the 2 or 3 best players in all of District 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't forget about Springford as well.
They're very good too.
Yeah, they came into the season with a lot of hype, somewhat mediocre in terms of the standings, but they're a team to watch for as well. Now, the Central, much bigger league here, up and down, great teams as well. Who do you like out of the Central?
Conestoga, I think over the last 2 or 3 years have set themselves apart. Marple Newtown and Penncrest and Haverford have been strong. Radnor's been a good team. They're not in the 4A, however, so I think Conestoga is going to pull it out.
Now in the Ches-Mont, they're divided up into the American and National divisions. You know, I like a couple teams in there. I think they're head and shoulders, but I wanted to hear your thoughts first.
Well, my favorite player, baseball player in the area this year is Charlie Kincannon at Westchester Ruston. I've been reading about him. I've seen him play. He's fantastic. He's hitting .519 this year. So I think Ruston's the team I'm looking for. Downingtown West is also very strong.
Yeah, Downingtown West, they lead the National, and Ruston, they lead the American. So I like those teams. I agree with you as well. But you take a look at all these teams. I mean, you mentioned 26 out of 53. This just really is a great tournament. Anytime you have a District 1 tournament, it really is a lot of fun.
Well, it's single elimination. It's not like in basketball where you get to play back games and you get the reseeding. I mean, you get one shot in this, and I'm going to go with Pennsbury if I have to take a run at it. I think Pennsbury might have the strongest team this year.
Well, I guess we'll see starting on Monday. JT, thanks for the breakdown.
Sure.
And when we return, we're going to switch over to another sport. What is that sport? You'll find out next on SFBN Talks.
For over 30 years, the Runaround has serviced southeastern Pennsylvania as the premier team outfitter in the region. Located in Abington, the Runaround serves as a one-stop shop for many of the area's top high school and collegiate athletic programs, as well as numerous travel teams, youth organizations, and corporations. With its top quality screen printing and embroidery coupled with the best prices in the region, the Runaround is your answer to any team apparel needs.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
The Ambler Sports Academy is owned and operated by professional teachers and coaches. We specialize in individual, group, and team training. Book your next baseball or softball birthday party with us or call to learn more about how we can improve your organization by providing coaching clinics, tryout evaluations, and on-the-field training. The Ambler Sports Academy will be offering summer camps at the following locations. Be sure to visit our website today for details. We look forward to helping your players reach their maximum potential.
Welcome back. The Penn Relays is one of the biggest sporting events in the entire country, and it's hosted right here in Philadelphia. So we had a chance to learn about the history of the event from one of its organizers, Dave Johnson.
Sports have been played for many millennia, and although sports have evolved over the years, the events of the Penn Relays could be considered sports in the truest form of the word.
Penn Relays started in 1895. Penn's track team was in somewhat a bit of disarray at the time, and the people in charge of the track team were looking for a way to bring more interest back to the sport. They struck upon the idea of having a meet where several relays were contested, and they put it in, mixed it in with the Penn Handicap meet, which was an annual occurrence back in April. We started with a relay meet. It was the first meet held in Franklin Field, first event in Franklin Field, and the crowd that day was 5,000 people, largest track meet ever in the city of Philadelphia at that time, and the meet has grown ever since. In 1915, it went to 2 days. By then we had a much larger stadium that seated about 24,000 people. And in 1922 we built the lower deck of the stadiums you see today. And in 1926 added the upper deck. So the Franklin Field and the Penn Relays grew up together.
The Penn Relays is the preeminent event in the entire country when it comes to track and field. It attracts spectators and athletes from all over the world.
I think it creates a thrilling environment. Local kids are accustomed to seeing the people they compete with every week. The same is true for all the kids from New York and New Jersey and Virginia. They're accustomed to seeing those people, but you come here and you see people from every state in the country almost, and a lot of the Caribbean islands. We've had people from Africa, from Europe compete, and you know, I think that mix, that blend of of people from all over is what really heightens the thrill for a high school athlete.
Anyone, no matter what age, can participate at the Penn Relays. And especially for a high school athlete, this event is a way to compare themselves to competition from all over.
I think when you look at the number of people who are watching on any single day, in fact, even on Thursday, we have between 25 and 30,000 people out here. On Friday, almost 40. On Saturday, close to 50,000. If you get a high school kid who runs here in front of 40,000 people, 30,000 people, that's going to be one of the great experiences of their life. Most people never get to do something in front of that many people. And here you've got about 6,000 to 8,000 high school kids performing in front of crowds of 20,000 people or more. There are more high school kids performing in that venue, in that in front of that larger crowd than all the other high school sporting events in the country combined.
Wow, what a rich history of this great Philadelphia-based event. And when we return, we will continue on with our Penn Relays feature from a different perspective. Next on SFBN Talks High School Sports.
I got the personal attention I needed, I had a lot of options when I graduated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my dream job.
Ryder prepared me for my NBA career, and I also got the education that I need for life after basketball.
I had 6 teaching internships while I was at Ryder, and right after graduation, I started a career that I love.
Philadelphia is known for a lot of different things, and when a major event like the Penn Relays is held in our own city, we make sure to represent. There were high schoolers from all over the area competing, and one of the many stars was Springside Chestnut Hills, Brooklyn Broadwater.
I come from a long line of runners because my dad ran high school and college track, so it was kind of bound to happen. So I started running when I was like around the age of 7 or 8, so I was pretty good at it, I guess you could say. So it was just like, well, if you're good at it, you might as well keep doing it, and I wound up falling in love with the sport.
Besides all different kinds of athletic events, there are also many variations of racing, with an assortment of distances, relays, and hurdles.
Well, the 400 is already a difficult kind of event nowadays. Well, it kind of always was for most people. So adding hurdles in with it was kind of making it twice as hard. So it's more so you can just conquer the challenge and say you did it, sort of, in a way. And it's only difficult running the hurdles on days where I don't have any competition, because then you have to push yourself and stuff like that. So I guess it's hard just in both kind of things, mental and physically. And the difficulty part of it is just getting the form down, staying, I guess, low on the hurdles. It's really about the technique and just staying confident.
Winning a race is an incredible feeling for any athlete, and doing so in front of your hometown crowd is just some extra icing on the cake.
was a really good accomplishment for me because I haven't ran it since 2013. So I didn't really know like where I was time-wise. So it was more so get out there, stay confident, and just do it for your hometown, represent Philadelphia.
With multiple shelves of accolades and awards, Brooklyn is receiving a lot of attention from major college programs, but will always stay connected to her high school track family.
I kind of like the attention, but it's also overwhelming because you have to stay on top of school and track and, just combine everything and make time. Time management is really the key here, and just go out there and just show them what you got, I guess. Well, I kind of eat, sleep, and breathe track, and I've been doing so for a while now. I guess looking at track and field, it doesn't look exciting, especially watching people practice track and field, it doesn't look all that great because it's all hot or it's really cold or it's not like the best weather on conditions on that day or whatever. But traveling with your friends, becoming a family, I guess, traveling and just being with them because we all share the same bond.
A tradition like no other, the Penn Relays thrives as a Philadelphia institution and truly personifies the meaning of wholesome competition and sport.
Next, we get back to the diamond on the Writers' Corner on SFBN Talks High School Sports.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
I got the personal attention I needed. I had a lot of options when I graduated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my dream job.
Ryder prepared me for my NBA career, and I also got the education that I need for life after basketball.
I had 6 teaching internships while I was at Ryder, and right after graduation, I started a career that I love.
The Writers' Corner is brought to you by El Dion Pagilari State Farm Insurance Agency. For all your insurance and financial needs, please contact El Dion and his friendly team at 215-485-5556 or visit their website, epinsured.com.
Welcome back. It's now time for the Writers' Corner. And Ed, you're the sports editor for the Northeast Times. And I feel like fall and winter, not great times for you for the teams that you cover, but spring, that's your time to shine.
The winter doldrums, a thing of the past. It's 80 degrees outside. We've got some championship caliber programs, baseball and softball. It's a good time to be in the Northeast right now.
So let's get right into it. Let's start with the Archbishop Ryan Ragdolls on the softball side. And you talk about championship contenders. They won the PCL last year. They're having a great year this year on top of the Philadelphia Cavaliers Catholic League. Talk about the Ragdolls.
I'm telling you, watching this team play, I think they might be able to beat the Phillies right now. I went and watched them on their senior night. They sent 21 batters to the plate in the first inning. They were up 15-0. It's just been that kind of season for Archbishop Ryan, the kind of 2 seasons for them. They've won 27 straight Catholic League games dating back to 2013, won the championship last year, running ragged through the league this year. At the top, it's Kerry Dodowski. She's the senior pitcher going to Central Connecticut State, is also a feared middle-of-the-order hitter in that first inning against Newman Goretti. A 2-run single, a grand slam, just another day's work for Kerry. She's been dominant, and they are really trying to kind of get a dynasty type of situation going up at Archbishop Ryan. Good luck beating them. Nobody else has, and I don't really see anybody else doing it, at least not in the Catholic League.
Well, the other team in the Northeast that would interest me is St. Hubert's. You know, they're a program, they have a lot of success over the years. Didn't have a great year last year, but they're back, probably the second best team in the PCL. I don't know if they're going to beat Ryan, like you said, but they're still having a pretty good year.
Last year ended a string of 7 consecutive appearances in the championship game. They won 4 of those, went out in the first round last year. Not what head coach Dave Schaefer is accustomed to. So going into this season, he took his team into the gym, made them look up at the banners hanging from the rafters and said, when's the next one going to come? I don't know if it's going to be this year, but they are playing that type of softball. Really strong leadership at the top on the left side of the infield in captains Jasmine Ortiz, the shortstop, Nicole Vandermeer, the third baseman. They are playing lights out softball. They also have some good pitching in juniors, Melissa Hess and Jess Baker. Archbishop Ryan beat them on April 28th, 8-0. But other than that, St. Hubert's hasn't lost. They've kind of run the table otherwise. So it is a team that expects to be there in that championship game in the end. Winning it is another thing, but they are back in the right direction, and that was the goal going into this season.
Now, let's stay in the Catholic League, but let's go over to baseball. Now, Father Judge is a team that we think of middle tier, lower tier in PCL baseball, but this year they're up there, they're having a good year, and at least they're in the conversation in terms of being one of the better teams in the Catholic League.
Yeah, usually a team that finishes a game or two below 500, maybe wins a playoff game, probably goes out in the first round. This year, a little bit different. 7-5. The only 5 losses were to the teams that finished right above them, so they're beating the teams that they should, playing closer baseball with those teams at the top. Head coach Tim Ginter, he told me before the season, I really like this group. We got a good mix of young talent and returning talent. Dan Hammer, the junior shortstop and pitcher, has an offer from Pittsburgh. He has really carried them in both assets of the game. They also have senior first baseman Ryan O'Neill, senior pitcher Sam Naftalin. So they have a really good mix, but it's Dan Hammer at the top. If he is scorching both in the lineup and on the mound, maybe not a team that's going to win the Catholic League, but they can go on a run and give some fits to those teams above them.
Now, there are a lot of teams in the public league that you cover, and let's start with the Frankfort Pioneers. And they're a team that has dominated the public league over the years, had a down year last year, didn't make the title game, but this year they are on top of Division A, and they're looking pretty good.
They went out last year in the first round that had ended a streak of 3 consecutive championships. I think they've won 9 as a program since 2000. So this is a team that is accustomed to winning the championship, but their last championship in 2013, they graduated everybody. So they knew last year coming in, no experience, they were going to take their lumps, still had a good season, but went out in the first round of the playoffs. A little bit different this year. They lost their first one to Franklin Town Charter, another really good team in Division A, but then they've won 11 in a row since. I mean, this is a team led by junior first baseman Edgardo Bernard, has spent all season hitting in the 600s or 700s. Oh, wow. It's just a team with a lot of talent. Head coach Juan Namden knows how to mold his young men into winners, and that seems to be what's happening with these guys as well. And like I said, Franklin Town, another team to look out for, 2 straight championship game appearances. They certainly have veterans back and guys who are used to playing in that game and guys with unfinished business. They want to win that championship game this time around. So Frankfort is not a guarantee or a lock or anything like that, but they are the team to beat right now. 11 wins in a row in division. They're playing that championship style Frankfort baseball again.
Yeah, and you mentioned Franklin Town. They were the only team to beat Frankfort. And then you have the defending champion Washington Eagles to look out for as well. But overall, it sounds like you're going to be a very busy man in the month of May watching some baseball and softball in the playoffs in the Northeast.
That's the way I like it. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Ed Morrone, sports editor from the Northeast Times. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks very much, Ari.
For everything SFBN, check out our website. Well, that about wraps things up for this edition of SFBN Talks High School Sports. And JT, the next time we're on the air, it'll be a special 1-hour season-ending finale, recapping the entire 2014-2015 season.
It'll be really exciting. I've been really privileged to be part of all this year. I want to congratulate you and your crew for bringing the show to television here in the Philadelphia area. Much needed service. It's been so fun to be a part of it.
Thank you so much for being a part of it, and thank you for the compliments, and I'm certainly pumped for that last episode. So until next time, for Jeremy Treatman, I'm Ari Bluestein. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Have a good night. Yeah, I think it'll be really cool with that fall, winter, spring.
Select video equipment for SFBN Talks has been provided by DMP Video. DMP Video. You provide the moment, we'll capture the memories. For more information about our videography services, please go to our website at www.dmpvid.com.
The High School Scholar Athlete of the Month for May is Jess Knapp of Monsignor Bonner Archbishop Prendergast High School in Drexel Hill. Jess is an all-Catholic softball pitcher and helped lead her Pandas to a Catholic League softball title last year. In addition to also playing tennis, winter indoor track, and bowling, Jess is a member of the National Society of High School Scholars and has been a member of her school's student council.
Thank you for watching this episode of SFBN Talks High School Sports. If you liked what you saw and would like to support SFBN, head over to patreon.com/SFBN to become a patron.
The Sports Fanbase Network, this area's leader in high school sports broadcasting, is heading to TCN with a brand new talk show. Join us every other Wednesday at 6 o'clock for SFBN Talks High School Sports. We'll have everything from interviews with players, coaches, writers, and more, plus analysis, rankings, highlights, and in-depth features on major topics in the Delaware Valley high school sports community. Tune in every other Wednesday, 6 p.m. on TCN for SFBN Talks High School Sports.